Good afternoon. Welcome to the graduation exercises for the class of 1998. Please stand for the processional and remain standing during the Pledge of Allegiance and the National Anthem. After that stirring ending of the processional, we're going to do it again, at least in part. It is a tradition here, a very rich tradition at Longmeadow High, to honor those people whose efforts have made today possible. I'm talking about the most talented staff in Western Massachusetts, our teachers. Maestro, play some processional music for them as they come in. Please join in a round of applause as they come in.
Please join us in the Pledge of Allegiance.
I
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Would the marshals please seat the class of 1998? Would you please be seated? Thank you.
No, you can't. You block other people's view. Was that Josh? Can you see? Because I couldn't. Was Josh doing the similar?
Class of 98, that was a great job in sitting as a unit. Congratulate you. After weeks of preparation, right? Not quite. Although the president of the class will be speaking in some detail about the history, I did want to take this opportunity to congratulate the class for their many successes, both academic and extracurricular. The class, of course, did not come to these successes without assistance, and we have already acknowledged the contributions of the staff in the success of the students. Today, with so many families gathered with us, we also acknowledge the many contributions that you have made. There are always moments in raising a young person that are challenging to you, and I congratulate you on having overcome those moments and helped the children that no longer are children to do so well here at Longmeadow High. I won't go into any details. As I said, the president will go into those. The class, however, is more than just a group of smoothly functioning, intellectually oriented individuals. A class is always more than that, and each member of the class is always more than that. And so they will be remembered not only for the many successes that they have known, but they will also be remembered for the kind of people that they are. We will miss them because of who they are and who they have been. Because of that, we send them off with every possible blessing for the future. I'd like to take a few moments to share some words with the seniors. For the past 4 years, you have been on a fast track. You have been trying to jam as many activities as possible into your portfolio, and you have tried to take as many difficult classes as you could and succeed in them, so that when graduation day finally arrived, you would be prepared. You would have opportunities to choose from instead of having just one door for which you could use as a means of entering life. With the exception of a slight bout of senioritis this spring, you have worked pretty hard for your 4 years. As a matter of fact, it has been an extremely busy time for you. I wish I could reassure you that this will change, that your futures will be more serene and calm, but frankly, at best, the future looks only slightly less hectic, if less hectic at all. Most of you face further educational opportunities, and then you all will enter the world of work, facing such issues as downsizing, with more being expected of you seemingly every day. Because of these circumstances and the pressures that they bring about, one of the things that always worries me for the next generation, and that is you, is that there is a real danger that the quality of your lives will not be what you and we would like them to be. There are, of course, extenuating circumstances that contribute to that possibility. The one is if you define a high-quality life in material terms. The other is if you allow somebody else to decide for you what a good life is and how you can get it. It's not a new issue. It's been around for a long time. People, you would say, well, the United States, we're very advanced, a lot of pressures, but there are different kinds of pressures all over the world, even those people involved in subsistence living. The demands of everyday living, even for them, have weighed heavily upon the people. Of course, when those issues happen, when problems arise and they continue from generation to generation, people begin to wonder, is there a way to deal with this? Poets begin to write, philosophers begin to think. And over the years, different systems, different suggestions have arisen. I want to share some words with you today from a very ancient attempt, one that was translated from the Sanskrit. It's called Hamatria, or Salutation to the Dawn. The words in this poem suggest a way to deal with the stress that you will be facing, not that you might be facing. You will be facing these stresses. The poem deals with the subject of how we should live each moment of every day with as much quality as possible, and it suggests the rewards that this will bring. Salutation to the dawn. Look to this day, for it is life, the very life of life. In its brief course lie all the verities and realities of your existence, the bliss of growth, the glory of action, the splendor of beauty. For yesterday is but a dream, and tomorrow is only vision. But today well lived makes every yesterday a dream of happiness, and every tomorrow a vision of hope. Look well, therefore, to this day. While contemplating the main ideas of the poem, it's important not to do a superficial reading. This is not a roadmap for a lifestyle where you are encouraged to focus only on short-term needs and immediate gratification. A second reading of the poem points out the linkage between the present and the past, as well as the present and the future. The poet speaks of living today well, which makes every yesterday a dream of happiness. We are reminded that we can poison even the past by living the present poorly. The poet goes on to remind us that every tomorrow is shaped in part by what we do today, and that a quality day today can help make every tomorrow a vision of hope. Through this further review of the work, it is clear that there must be a linkage between today and the past, and today and the future in our lives, in order for this formula to succeed and for your lives to be enriched. Lest you be prepared for me to deliver some pre-packaged guide on how to successfully shape each day, the reality is there is no such thing. There is no panacea. Each of you must decide for yourselves what it would mean for you to make each day well-lived, and then determine the steps you must take to make it so. While you sit here on a day filled with so many happy memories and dreams, these words and thoughts may not make much sense. However, today is but a brief respite in the challenges that life will present to you. Therefore, I urge you to tuck the thoughts away for further contemplation in a quieter moment. Listen once more to these very special and wise thoughts, and think of what is most important in your lives. Look to this day, for it is life, the very life of life. In its brief course lie all the verities and realities of your existence, the bliss of growth, the glory of action, the splendor of beauty. For yesterday is but a dream, and tomorrow is only a vision. But today, well lived, makes every yesterday a dream of happiness, and every tomorrow a vision of hope. Look well, therefore, to this day. And now, as you set off to meet your new challenges amidst the uproar of life, I offer to you and for you the old Irish blessing. May the road rise to meet you. May the wind be always at your back. May the sun shine warm upon your face, the rains fall soft upon your fields. Until we meet again, may God hold you in the palm of his hands. Godspeed, the class of 1998. Thank you.
Good afternoon, Dr. Ellis, Dr. McGarry, Dr. Murphy, faculty, fellow classmates, family, and friends. I'd like to begin by thanking all the people who helped our class become so successful, all the teachers who installed in us the foundation of our education, our class advisors, Ms. Berard and Ms. Christina, who gave up so much of their time in the early morning and night meetings, the other officers, and especially our parents and family, who have directed and assisted us every day of our lives. To them, we are forever thankful. It is these people that were there for us when we needed them and helped make us the very special class that we are. There's an Irish song that my grandmother used to play that describes how some of us, perhaps many of us, are feeling right now. It goes, "So farewell, my friends. I'm leaving soon. I'm going away for a while, but I will be back to see you all, although it may be 10,000 miles. Unfortunately, it's probably not true. We'd like to think that we will return to our old stomping grounds where so many of us were successful, whether it be the jazz band, Lloyd, the Super Bowl football team, or some small club or organization that we joined. we are a Longmeadow High School student. We all walk out today knowing that we no longer are a student of Longmeadow High School. It is a part of our life we can never experience again. Many will walk the halls again, say hello to an old teacher, or go to a reunion, but we will never return to the years here where we were part of it all, when Longmeadow High School had something to give to us. We have learned some of the most important lessons in our life. We have learned to become individuals, to be ourselves in the middle of a crowd. No longer are we the sheep being herded through the halls like we were as freshmen. We have learned that 4 years can fly by, and that life is short but sweet for certain. No longer will I take advantage of any day because they go by so fast. To my classmates, I'd like to say thank you. You have made these 4 years very special to me, and I deeply appreciate that. We now move on to greener fields, fields full of opportunity and discovery. I might forget some of the equations learned in calculus, but I will never forget you and the friendships made. So I say farewell, my friends. I'm leaving soon. I'm going away for a while, and I can only hope that I'll see you soon. Good luck, class of 1998.
Graduates, today's your day, and I'm here to pay you my respects. In that regard, I stand here in the place of your parents, your grandparents, your relatives and friends who sit here focused on you with incredible love and pride. I stand here for those of your relatives who, from afar, think of you with great fondness. I stand here for those teachers who have given you all they could to bring you to knowledge and understanding. All of us give you our greatest respect. You have that respect because of how you've persevered in the face of adversity, because of what you've achieved, what you've learned, by great effort and determination. But most of all, you have our respect because of who you are. You see, in your birth, you were a gift to us, and you have been a gift throughout your life. We've followed you over the years, watching expectantly and joyfully as you've grown and developed, and always we've seen the core of who you are, and we have been in awe. We are in awe of our children. We've seen the possibilities that you've had within you, and we've cheered as you've developed them. We've seen your disappointments that you had to overcome, and we've swelled with pride as you've stepped up to them and do what you needed to do. We have shared in your joys, your fears, your sorrows, and always we have been thrilled by who you are. Only when you have children of your own will you fully understand how intense are our feelings about you today. You are our fulfillment and our hope. You are our loved sons and daughters. You are our gift to the future. Today is your day.
Being the treasurer of the class of 1998 is my honor and privilege to present our class gift. When deciding what material object we could give to the school for classes in the future to enjoy, we could not come up with just one thing that would represent our class for years to come. We then realized how many different organizations were trying to raise money for great causes and how much they could use our support. Therefore, we have decided to donate money to 3 different groups in hopes of leaving a mark for our class while helping out some great causes. We are donating money to the music department, who is attempting to raise $40,000 to purchase 2 grand pianos for the school. We're also donating money to the track fund, which is raising money to lay down an entirely new track. Lastly, we'll be donating money to the Longmeadow Ambulance Fund in memory of Neil Fagan, a classmate of ours who passed away in 1992. I would now like to introduce the commencement speaker for today's ceremony. Dr. Joseph Ellis is the Ford Foundation Professor of History at Mount Holyoke College and is a nationally recognized scholar on American history from colonial times to the early decades of the Republic. In November of 1997, Dr. Ellis was awarded the National Book Award in Nonfiction for his 6th book of American history, American Sphinx, the character of Thomas Jefferson. He's also published a biography on John Adams titled Passionate Sage, the character and legacy of John Adams. Dr. Ellis, who received a bachelor's degree from the College of William & Mary and his doctorate from Yale University, has taught at Yale, West Point, and for the last 25 years has taught at Mount Holyoke College. Would you please welcome Dr. Joseph Ellis.
Thank you for that gracious introduction, and thank you very much to the class for inviting me to be your speaker. It's an honor. This indeed is a solemn and serious ceremony, the proper occasion for pomp and circumstance, but it's also a celebratory occasion. It's the time of your time. So before I try to capture your attention with a few words, I want you to capture mine with a good resounding expression of how you feel right now. Let's hear it. Don't be afraid. Before I begin dispensing my commencement wisdom, let's observe at the start the unwritten rules governing this somewhat weird genre. The first rule is that the term commencement wisdom is an oxymoron, a contradiction in terms. Let me explain. Several weeks ago, I had lunch with your class officers in order to get some guidance for my remarks. The essence of their advice was, tell us how wonderful we are, be inspirational, and don't linger. Now, this really says it all. The perfect commencement speech should be like a Pepsi, an effervescent pause that refreshes, a quick dose of fizz that evaporates before your very eyes. Lincoln's words at Gettysburg are the perfect text for all such occasions. The world will little note nor long remember what I say here. The ideal commencement speaker must remember that you, the graduates, are the centerpiece of this occasion. So I see myself like a preliminary setup act before the main event. And here, I might anticipate some more applause. I fully intend to be brief. Actually, the word I've been using to describe this ceremony is not strictly correct. This is not really a commencement. It's a graduation. When you receive your diploma from college, you commence, implying that schooling is over and that life begins in the adult world. When you graduate from high school, on the other hand, you graduate. But where are you going from here? The short, most immediate answer, I suspect, is that you're going to various graduation parties at places where both the police and your parents are expected to remain conspicuously absent. Right? The longer answer is that most of you, according to the principal's office, about 90%, are going to college. So you're graduating now in order that you can commence 4 years from now. A brief word of advice on this next 4-year chapter of your lives, which as a college teacher for nearly 30 years, as well as what I might call a surviving parent, I actually know something about. Most succinctly, I recommend that you work and play hard and relish this moment for all it's worth, because it's a truly special time that, like Jesus, will never come again. For those of you with professional ambitions and upper middle class expectations, it's an essential rite of passage. 40 years ago, a high school diploma was a ticket to the game of life. Now a college diploma buys what a high school diploma once did. You need it to become serious players. Most of you know that and take it for granted. That's the way you've been raised. But please, along the way to your commencement, don't take college for granted. Notice what a special time and a great deal you are enjoying. Think about it. You are costing your parents more than ever before, and in that elemental economic sense are more dependent on them than ever before, but you are simultaneously more independent, free of parental scrutiny, more on your own than ever before. What's more, the colleges have largely abandoned in loco parentis responsibility. Everybody around you will be your same age, and you'll get free room and board. This is the ideal post-adolescent, pre-adult environment. All rights and very few responsibilities. It's really a lovely and quite privileged interlude that you will look back on, trust me, with great nostalgia. Try to make this moment a growth spurt, a time for self-realization rather than total self-absorption. And say a prayer of thanks for your parents' generosity every night. One aside to those parents, let me provide you with two surefire clues, things to watch for in the next couple years as your children are in college, and clues that might tell you whether they're making that progress towards independence. First, they are, if they stop bringing their laundry home at Thanksgiving. And second, and this usually comes later, when they announce they wish to take out their own dental plan. These are surefire signs. I'd also like to offer a brief aside-ish piece of advice to another special constituency here, namely the nerds of the graduating class. Now, you all know who you are. You're the ones with the bad acne and naturally oily hair, the ones who can't drive or whose parents won't permit you to drive the Jeep Cherokee into the student parking lot. At Longmeadow, like Lake Wobegon, almost everyone is in the top 10%. You're the ones who aren't. To you I say, take heart, because the silly and often downright cruel rules that you could never learn to play by are about to change. True enough, everyone wants to be cool in college too, but being cool will not mean the same thing. It will not be dependent on brandishing the latest J. Crew shirt or Joan and Davis shoes a millisecond before everyone else does. Remember, Michael Jordan was cut from his varsity basketball team. Leonardo DiCaprio, and this is true, could not get a date in high school. Monica Lewinsky was just a chubby little misfit who couldn't make cheerleader. So consider this your day of deliverance. The rather twisted and sometimes tortured road of adolescence straightens out for you after this. And now let me conclude, remember I promised to be brief, with 3 pieces of all-purpose advice aimed at the entire class. I offer it without fear and without research. It comes from someone from up the road who doesn't really know you very well, not nearly as well as I'd like, but sometimes only strangers can speak the truth in public, and perhaps this is one of those occasions. First, this should not offend you at all, I mean this, I want you to sing every day, out loud, in private to yourself and in public. Consider this a corollary to my earlier observation that what it means to be cool is about to change. Of course, singing to yourself and in public now would be just unbelievably bad. Private singing develops the internal rhythms and harmonies and helps you to bridge the gap between having a lifestyle and having a real identity. Public singing is a win-win strategy. Your intimate friends will take it as a sign of your mutual trust and will love you for it. Your enemies will take it as a sign that you couldn't care less what they think and will be scared as hell. It's a foolproof way of establishing psychological superiority over them. So sing, or at least hum, all the time. Second, defy the stereotype that currently exists for your generation, which has been labeled Generation X. Now, at the national level, that means that you never read a newspaper, that you think you're unique, albeit all in the same way, that you regard binging as the ultimate group sport, and believe that every American novel should be entitled Great Expectations. And you all wear worn-out baseball hats like crowns. At the local Longmeadow level, it means that you think this privileged enclave is actually the world, or at least the only world you care to know, that caddying at the golf course is a form of public service, and that God takes care of women, children, and anyone who owns a Lexus. That conspicuous consumption is both a birthright and a worthy calling. This stereotype is probably unfair and inaccurate. Simplifying the truth, after all, is what stereotypes are all about. As one who was grouped within the stereotype of the so-called 60s generations, I realize how much I resented that. But stereotypes also do, by definition, contain a kernel of truth. Do what you can to contradict or at least complicate the one fastened on you. One hint, a smidgen of old-fashioned guilt is probably a good sign. As our Puritan ancestors in this region knew so well, supreme confidence that you are saved is clinching evidence that you are doomed. The best sign of grace is self-doubt and guilt. And if this strikes you as a paradox, remember that there's nothing like a good paradox to scrape the scum off of a young mind. Third and finally, don't sweat the millennium. Over the next few years, and you can trust me on this, whole segments of this population are going to go bonkers because of a coincidence in the Christian calendar. Remain utterly calm. Trust in the force. As a general rule, worrying about the big things is a melodramatic waste of time. In life, in most lives, it's the little things, like where you left your car keys, things that blindside you at 3 in the morning, that are worth worrying about. Obsessing about the millennium will do as much good as praying for the Red Sox or chewing gum to solve an algebraic equation. Let me just tell you now, the asteroid due to strike in 2028 is going to miss. The computer crisis created by the arrival of the year 2000 will be resolved. Freud was wrong about civilization and its discontents. If the American century is in fact ending, a new one is beginning, and it will last longer than your lifetimes. So take heart. The world into which you will eventually commence will be there when you're ready, and the stock market will be above 10,000. On that upbeat note, we must have some brokers in the crowd. On that upbeat note, let me end and move us to the main attraction, which is you. Remember that the diploma you're about to receive is not so much a baton in the race of life as it is a ticket to a special time between your adolescence and your adulthood. Also remember to drive safely and soberly tonight. And remember to hug your parents with feeling when these ceremonies end. They have mixed feelings at this moment. A hug will reassure them that you're worth all those emotions. Now forward on your journey towards wisdom, age, and grace. God bless and good luck.
At this time, it is both my privilege and honor to introduce to you the two most essential factors to the success of the class of 1998, our class advisors. Since day one of freshman year, Mrs. Linda Berard and Mrs. Virginia Gustina have been there for us every step of the way. They knew when to hold our hands, and they knew when to let us do things on our own. They have dedicated countless hours to ensure everything is done right and done on time. I can't tell you how many dances would have not had a DJ, how many events would have not had chaperones or any buses if Mrs. Berard and Mrs. Gustina had not reminded us that these things had to be done. Not only were they our class advisors, they were our mentors and our friends. We could always go to them for help, comfort, or just those difficult to obtain library passes. Mrs. Berard and Mrs. Gustina were the missing puzzle pieces that, when added, completed the picture of a wonderful, talented, and prosperous class. Thank you for making our picture beautiful.
It is now the time for the awarding of the diplomas. As principal of Longmeadow High School, I acknowledge that the members of the class of 1998 who are gathered today have completed their requirements for graduation. And in recognition of this fact, I ask them to move their tassels. Will the marshals take their positions and begin the awarding of diplomas?
Ryan Jude Thompson. David Rathbone Patterson. Justine Alana Kurland. Leah Catherine Halsey. Benjamin Harvey Russell. Charles Conrad Oth. Seth Avram Hirsch. Pablo Cardosa. Edward Chang. Tiffany June Blonder. Deanna Alice Yeager. Julia K. Roos. Lindsay Erica Cada. Jacqueline Faye Brittman. Catherine Burnham Rafferty. Erin Aileen Hansen. Anne Catherine Ureniak. Devin Leah Bausch. Maura Jean Chisano. Rebecca Eve Meckler. Shakira Donzel Ray. Angela Teresa Agnoli. Jonathan Michael Bryn. Jeremy Daniel Block. Matthew James Chelly. Joshua Hyman Shapiro. Michael William Hubbard.
James Edward Belize. Gary David Shear. Michael Joseph O'Malley. Andrew Michael Starr. Robert Lipfeld. Sydney Brant Levins. Lauren Elizabeth Joyce. Erin Kathleen Ginley. Catherine Amanda Brookmeyer. Anna Florence Yarwood. Neati Desai. Megan Ann Chisano. Lindsay Ann Porter. Natanya Allison Braun. Randy Heather Elman. Catherine Bridget Hennessy. Stephanie Ellen Lachlan. Jessica Ann Lucia. Jason Robert Long. Dana Robert Landis. Jeffrey Aaron Plotkin. Elward Alson Terrell.
Kenneth Michael Sheffield. Matthew Paul Papaluca. Isaac Lewis Maxman. Michael David Karpman. Sarah Lalitha Gautham. Ambria Michelle Cohn. Tristina Ann Beal. Aixa Mikkel Weeks. Shayna Faith Schusterman. Emily Catherine Randall. Rachel Lynn Mandel. Catherine Eden Morantz. Talisa Marie Rush. Aura Spivak. Erica Lowell Brody. Denise April Da Silva. David Isaac Gerstein. David Joseph Martins. Shatik Lawan Mitchell. James Ernest Skliopo. Eric Kwok Chung Jonahan.
Mark Daniel Zimmering. Jason John Thomas. Aaron Quinn. Jeffrey Nathan Blair. Michael Anthony Juarez. Melanie Joy Damsker. Rebecca Grace Cohenschrag. Caitlin Riley Wagner. Rachel Beth Shalaski. Evelyn K. Orenstein. Yukako Kawasaki. Deanna Hope Hansen. Colleen Elizabeth Matthews. Rachel Elizabeth Polyp. Margaret Ellen Townsend. Meredith Gale Weiner. Signe Goodwin Dahlquist. Elizabeth Harris Dibble. Richard Gerald Baker. Brian Christopher Kennedy. Jason Hayes Rickless.
Adam Charles Godding. Imran Faruqi. Jason Edward Chernock. Richard Edward Agnew. Laura Ann Stewart. Andrea Susan Rinaldi. Samantha Jean Prestia. Julianne Nedzwicki. Jill Kathleen Lowry. Sarah Elizabeth Kiley. Aisha Malika Eastling. Jennifer Bissell, Hamlin. Jennifer Kerr. Ryan Courtney McMahon. Bridget Colleen O'Connor. Rebecca Jisun Ree. Christina Rose Rinaldi. Benjamin Lewis Abbott. Julio Beiras Quinquero. Scott Everett Colton. Daniel Robert Friedman. David Liu Ertzenberg.
Aaron Maxwell Dunn. Peter Joris Diep Timmerman. Aaron Lewis Peskin. Noah Jacob Kolodziejski. Christopher James Johnson. Isabel Marie Lawrence Ife. Suzanne Catherine Carraza. Stephanie Marie Angelides. Jessica Lynn Whipsack. Margaret Miriam Winnig. Erica Vanderleeden. Lindsay Kirby Thomas. Jennifer Judith Weeks. Candace Mary Willett. Chandra Lynn Ansel. Maria Ann Bienkowski. Lisa Marie Dunn. Nicole Ray Fishbein. Christopher Michael Kiter. Adam Neil Kramer. Brian Joseph Richton. Timothy Ryan Dubé. Diego Hermosia.
Eric Wilbur Bascom IV. Matthew Schlachter. Jonathan Charles Soja. Javier Enrique Renick. Sean Daniel Keene. Amy Frances Wilson. Heather Michelle Tariff. Dara Beth Pollock. Catherine Elizabeth Mikish. Jennifer Ann Lippert. Kathleen Frances Heaps. Marie Lee Francis. Sarah Samira Friedberg. Lauren Rachel Katz. Megan Lillian Martin. Elizabeth Margaret Pignally. Emily Veronica Sturgis. Eugenie C. Torres. Serge Lushansky. Michael Benjamin Schwerin. Alan Joseph Stambovsky. Eli Justin Zimmer. Andrew Terrence Camp.
Daniel Scott Rothschild. Patrick Michael O'Hara. Alexander Milstein. Jason Frost McDonald. Matthew Chapin Judd. Andrea Marie Larson. Leah Rose Lafreniere. Amy Martha Guerra. Annette Marissa Fournier. Rose Valentina Coluccia. Selena Lucia Amenta. Sarah Gail Wolf. Ariane Elise Boyajian. Bridget Kathleen Dulay. Catherine Ann Garvey. Allison Hillary Hyde. Megan Lee Lappin. Rebecca Rose Lucia. Eric Charles Kloster. Edward Joseph McDonough III. Bernard Charles Mullen IV. David Abraham Paisnick. Evan Gardner Scott.
No, haven't I erased?
No, she's here. Call her next.
I don't even have to. Wait 1 minute. Okay. Excuse us, we have a late arrival. Row 3, Rebecca Joan Williamson. Wait till they settle down. Richard Frederick Harbison. Christopher William Thompson. Vadim Svatman Jr. Stephen Alfred Canton. Adam Denning Brown. Lauren Chan Erbschot. Ani Elise Matulowicz. Heather Marie Devine. Rebecca Harriet Chernock. Laura Justine Bazdakis. Jamie Lynn White. Jillian Ivy Passo. Aisha Wider. Amanda Nietzsche Baraldi. Christine Brenna Blinn. Kathleen Patricia Danahy. Elizabeth Susan Kelleher. Jessica Frances Steinman. Christian Michael Burton. Swaroop Suresh Samu. Stephen Davis Steer. Joshua Ryan Willoughby. Michael Christopher Cabell.
Aaron William Reese. Brian John Wezowitz. Matthew Edward Kleiner. Joseph Vivencio. Nicholas Paul Mandras. Jennifer Lynn Roberts. Adrian Michelle Lee. Allison Rebecca Ratner. Anne Elizabeth Dupre. Margaret Louise McKenna. Erin Megan Kent. Christina Lynn Dibdahl. Kristen Blair Washington. Kimberly Susan Halflich. Angela Korchevskaya. Susan Marie Weigel. Suzanne Elizabeth Lack. Jessica Tian Farmer. Heather Louise Warwick. Andrew Robert Preventure. Eli Azizi Martin Griner. David Michael Robert. Timothy Lawrence Leonard. Anthony Jacob Kolb.
Marshals, would you stand the class for the recessional? And please, we need the exits opened up. There are people around the way. The graduates are going to be going over to the cafeteria where they'll be getting rid of their caps and gowns. Also, there are some refreshments there. So if you'd like to meet them there, it's out that doorway and right down the hall. Thank you so much for joining us. Marshals. Maestro, marshals, seniors, please go out with your marshals as you come in.